As the Chosen One steps fully into the mantle of divine authority, they begin to realize that the battle against demonic forces is not merely external but deeply internal. Every challenge, every temptation, every moment of doubt or fear serves as a crucible refining the soul. Divine authority is not a gift that removes hardship. It is the power to transcend hardship and transform it into triumph. This final section explores the ultimate empowerment of the Chosen One and offers a call to action to awaken the divine authority within every listener. The journey toward full embodiment of divine authority is marked by several key realizations. First, the Chosen One understands that authority is not about domination or control, but about alignment with the highest cosmic order. This means surrendering personal ego and desires to serve a greater purpose. This surrender paradoxically creates the strongest spiritual armor. Demons cannot penetrate this armor because it is woven from humility, love, and unwavering faith. In practical terms, the Chosen One learns to distinguish between the lower self and the higher self. The lower self is reactive, fearful, and ego-driven, easily manipulated by demonic influences. The higher self is grounded in divine wisdom, compassionate action, and steadfast resolve. Cultivating awareness of these two selves is crucial. It allows the Chosen One to choose consciously in every moment, rejecting fear and embracing faith. Daily spiritual discipline supports this conscious choice. Practices such as meditation, prayer, sacred reading, fasting, or energy work deepen the connection to divine authority. These practices are not mere rituals, but lifelines that nurture spiritual resilience. They refresh the Chosen One's energy, clarify vision, and reinforce protection. Another vital realization is that divine authority is inherently creative. It does not merely defend against darkness, actively brings new light, new healing, and new life into the world. The Chosen One becomes a conduit for this creative force, manifesting miracles not just in grand, visible ways, but also in subtle shifts of consciousness, healing old wounds and inspiring others to awaken. Demons recoil in the face of such creation, because it disrupts their agenda of destruction and despair. The Chosen One's ability to create positive change, even in small acts, weakens demonic influence across multiple levels. This means that every positive thought, every act of kindness, every intentional breath of love expands divine authority and contracts darkness at the same time. The Chosen One recognizes that they do not fight alone. Divine authority is supported by a vast network of spiritual allies, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and cosmic energies. Calling on this support strengthens the Chosen One's field and magnifies their power. Demons cannot stand before the combined force of a Chosen One aligned with divine helpers. This understanding shifts the Chosen One's relationship with spiritual warfare from fear to confident partnership. Rather than resisting in isolation, they collaborate with unseen allies, co-creating protection and breakthrough. This partnership invites profound miracles and swift resolution of battles. Throughout this journey, the Chosen One confronts the temptation to abandon the path. The weight of responsibility, isolation, and spiritual attack can be overwhelming, but divine authority anchors the Chosen One with the knowledge that their mission is vital for the awakening of humanity. Every struggle carries cosmic significance. This awareness fuels perseverance. The Chosen One learns to rest without giving up, to recharge without losing focus. They develop patience, knowing that spiritual evolution unfolds in divine timing, not human impatience. This patience is a form of spiritual strength that confounds demonic impatience. Equally important is the chosen one's cultivation of compassion, not just for others, but for themselves. Demons exploit self-judgment and harshness, turning the chosen one's inner critic into an enemy. Divine authority encourages self-love and forgiveness, recognizing that imperfection is part of the sacred journey. This compassion dissolves internal conflict and increases spiritual harmony. As the chosen one's divine authority grows, so does their impact in the world. They become living symbols of hope and transformation. Their words, actions, and presence inspire others to awaken their own divine power. This ripple effect expands light exponentially, diminishing the realms where demons can operate freely. The chosen one's path also involves teaching and guiding others. Sharing wisdom gained through struggle and triumph strengthens collective spiritual immunity. When the chosen one educates others about divine authority and demonic resistance, they empower communities to resist darkness more effectively. This leadership is exercised with humility and authenticity. The chosen one does not seek to control others, but to serve as a catalyst for awakening. Their authority flows from example, integrity, and love rather than coercion or manipulation. Ultimately, the chosen one embraces a vision of unity. They see themselves as part of a vast cosmic tapestry where every soul is interconnected. Divine authority becomes a force for reconciliation and healing on a global scale. It breaks down barriers of division, racial, religious, cultural, and fosters spiritual solidarity. Demons, who thrive on division and separation, find their power weakening as unity spreads. The chosen one's divine authority radiates beyond personal boundaries, activating collective light and transforming societal structures. Now, as you listen to these words, it is your turn to awaken the divine authority within. Know that being a chosen one means you carry sacred power that darkness fears. The same divine spark that burned in the greatest spiritual leaders and mystics burns in you. You are not alone, and you are not powerless. Begin by acknowledging your divine nature and your right to authority over your own life and spirit. Refuse to be controlled by fear, doubt, or negativity. Stand firm in your truth and claim your power as a child of the cosmos. Develop daily practices that connect you with divine energy, whether through prayer, meditation, chanting, or quiet reflection. Create sacred space for your spirit to recharge and receive guidance. Surround yourself with supportive people who honor your path and lift your vibration. Remember that divine authority is expressed through love, humility, and service. Use your power to heal, uplift, and inspire. Resist the temptation to wield authority selfishly or aggressively. Instead, lead by example and integrity. When spiritual attacks come, they will meet them with calm awareness and trust in your divine protection. Visualize yourself surrounded by radiant light, call on your spiritual allies, and affirm your sovereignty. These practices will build your resilience and make demonic influence powerless. Lastly, share your journey and your light with others. The chosen one's mission is collective awakening. By shining your divine authority, you invite others to awaken theirs. Together, your combined light will dispel darkness and transform the world. The path of the chosen one is not for the faint of heart. It demands courage, perseverance, and faith. But it also offers unmatched power, deep peace, and eternal connection to the divine. You are part of this sacred lineage, and your time to stand in your authority is now. Rise as the divine force you were born to be. Walk boldly through the shadows, knowing that demons cannot withstand the light you carry. You are chosen, you are powerful, and you are unstoppable. As you continue to rise, you become a magnet not just for envy, but for admiration, inspiration, and love. Your divine light draws people who see your true essence and choose to walk beside you with open hearts. This growing circle of genuine support becomes your fortress against envy's silent siege. Together, you build a community where every chosen one can thrive without fear of being watched in silence and envy. Remember, being the chosen one is a sacred honor and a challenging responsibility. The silent watchers will always be there, but their envy does not define you. Your power lies in your ability to rise above, to shine brighter, and to lead with courage and compassion. You are not alone in this. Countless others walk the path of the chosen one, feeling the weight of unseen eyes, but refusing to be dimmed. You are part of a vast lineage of warriors, healers, and leaders who turned envy into fuel for their divine mission. Stand tall, knowing that everyone's watching silently. Let their envy remind you of your extraordinary light. Use it as a mirror, a challenge, and ultimately, as a signpost pointing you forward on your sacred journey. You are the chosen one. Your time to shine has come. The feeling of being watched silently is one that only the chosen ones truly understand. It's not just a casual glance or a passing curiosity. It's a deep, persistent observation that lingers beneath the surface of everyday interactions. People around you may not say a word about their feelings, but their eyes betray the emotions they conceal. This silent scrutiny often comes bundled with envy, and for the chosen one, this combination is both a trial and a testament to their power. Envy, though often dismissed as a petty emotion, is far more complex and profound, especially in the context of those who walk the path of greatness. It is rooted in a deep longing and a profound awareness of one's own limitations when compared to the chosen one's perceived gifts. People envy not only your achievements, but the divine spark they sense within you, the unexplainable aura of purpose and destiny. But what exactly triggers this envy? It's the undeniable fact that the chosen one embodies qualities that others desperately desire: clarity of vision, unwavering determination, spiritual insight, and the courage to walk paths few dare to tread. These are the traits that set the chosen one apart and make them a natural focus for silent watchers. Yet, envy does not always manifest as obvious hostility. Rather, it cloaks itself in subtle behaviors. A slight withdrawal here, a veiled criticism there, or a cold distance where warmth once existed. This silent envy can be disorienting. You may begin to question your own actions and intentions, wondering if you have unknowingly offended or alienated those around you. You may try harder to win acceptance, to soften your presence, or to dim your light to fit in. But every attempt to blend in only feeds the invisible barrier that envy constructs. The chosen one quickly learns that the solution is not to hide, but to embrace their unique essence fully. One of the harshest realities the chosen one faces is that envy can fracture even the closest of relationships. Family members who once provided unconditional love might become distant or critical. Friends who shared laughter and secrets might begin to avoid your presence or speak ill of you behind your back. This painful shift forces the chosen one to confront the fact that not everyone is capable of celebrating their rise or understanding their calling. The silence of envy carries a weight heavier than words. It can feel like an invisible wall separating you from those you care about. This isolation is not a sign of failure, but a natural consequence of the chosen one's journey. Walking a path of destiny often means outgrowing old bonds and creating space for new connections that resonate with your higher purpose. But envy is not only external, it can become internalized, turning inward as self-doubt and insecurity. The chosen one may hear the quiet voices within, echoing the silent watcher's judgments. Are you truly worthy? Do you deserve this path? What if you fail? These internal battles are as fierce as any external challenge and require the chosen one to cultivate immense inner strength and resilience. Developing a robust inner dialogue grounded in self-love and confidence becomes essential. The chosen one must learn to recognize envy's attempts to infiltrate their mind and to counteract those whispers with affirmations of truth and purpose. Daily rituals of meditation, prayer, or reflection reinforce the connection to the divine source and the clarity of the chosen one's mission. The presence of envy also serves a paradoxical purpose. While it can isolate and challenge, it simultaneously confirms the chosen one's authenticity and impact. If no one envied you, it would mean your light was dim, your presence unnoticed. Envy is a signal that you are disrupting the status quo, that your unique gifts are shining too brightly to be ignored. This realization empowers the chosen one to reframe envy as a form of validation. It is a signpost on the road of destiny, highlighting that your path is genuine and your influence undeniable. Instead of fearing envy, the chosen one learns to use it as fuel, a reminder of the sacred responsibility they carry. Balancing this knowledge with humility is crucial. The chosen one must remain grounded, avoiding the trap of arrogance that can come from being envied. True strength lies in serving others and leading with compassion, not in dominating or provoking jealousy. This balance softens envy's sting and invites respect and admiration from genuine allies. The silent watchers who envy often misinterpret humility as weakness, but the chosen one knows it is the foundation of true power. Humility allows the chosen one to stay connected to their source and to the people they serve. It is a shield against envy's corrosive effects and a beacon that draws in those who resonate with authenticity. Throughout history, the stories of chosen ones reveal a consistent theme. Envy is an inevitable test of their character. From spiritual leaders to revolutionaries, artists to visionaries, the silent watcher's envy was part of the crucible that forged their greatness. Enduring and transcending envy became a rite of passage, shaping the chosen one into a figure capable of profound transformation. One of the chosen one's most effective responses to envy is cultivating silence, not as submission, but as strength. Choosing not to engage in gossip, conflict, or drama preserves energy and diffuses envy's power. Silence communicates confidence and control, signaling that the chosen one's authority does not need to be defended through confrontation. This silence also creates space for reflection and deeper spiritual connection. It allows the chosen one to observe the silent watchers without being consumed by their energy. This detached awareness turns envy from a source of anxiety into a landscape to navigate wisely. The chosen one also learns the importance of building a trusted inner circle. While envy creates distance from many, there are always those who recognize and support the chosen one's mission. These allies provide refuge and strength, helping to shield against envy's isolating effects. Together, chosen ones and their supporters form communities where authenticity is celebrated and envy's shadows dissipate. These circles become sanctuaries for growth, creativity, and healing. They remind the chosen one that they are not alone and that their light inspires others to shine as well. Vigilance remains necessary, as envy can mutate into more harmful expressions, rumors, sabotage, or betrayal. The chosen one must cultivate discernment to detect these subtle attacks early and respond with wisdom and integrity. Transparency with trusted allies, combined with discretion, ensures that truth prevails without unnecessary exposure. Reclaiming the narrative is another powerful strategy. Instead of hiding or downplaying their gifts to avoid envy, the chosen one boldly embraces their destiny. This authenticity unsettles the silent watchers, but frees the chosen one from the prison of others' expectations. A centered, peaceful heart becomes the chosen one's greatest defense. When envy seeks to stir turmoil, a calm presence remains unshaken. Practices that ground, calm, and connect the chosen one to higher guidance nurture this peace daily. Gratitude transforms envy into a teacher. Thankfulness for every experience, including the pain of envy, shifts perspective from resentment to growth. Gratitude cultivates resilience and opens the heart to deeper joy. Ultimately, the chosen one understands that love and authenticity are the antidotes to envy. Living fully in truth and kindness weakens envy's corrosive grip. Genuine love and light cannot be overshadowed by silent watchers' resentment. This path leads to profound self-acceptance and freedom. The chosen one recognizes envy as a mirror reflecting unresolved fears within themselves. Facing envy with courage fosters healing and deeper connection to one's true self. As the chosen one rises, they become a beacon not only of envy, but also of inspiration, admiration, and love. Their divine light draws others who see and honor their true essence. This expanding circle of genuine support forms a fortress against envy's silent siege. Together, chosen ones create a sacred space where their light can flourish unhindered. Being the chosen one is both an honor and a challenge. The silent watchers will always observe, but their envy cannot define or diminish your sacred mission. Your power lies in rising above, shining brighter and leading with courage and compassion. You walk a path paved by countless warriors and visionaries who turned envy into the fuel for their divine purpose. Stand tall, knowing all eyes watch silently. Let envy remind you of your extraordinary light. Use it as a mirror and a signpost, guiding you forward on your sacred journey. You are the chosen one. Your moment to shine has arrived. The deeper you walk into the realm of being a chosen one, the more you realize that envy is not just an external force, but also a profound internal challenge that demands constant vigilance. Silent watchers don't just observe your outer achievements or your glowing aura, they sense your fears, doubts, and vulnerabilities too. They watch silently, not only out of envy, but because they crave the sacred truth you embody. This creates an invisible pressure, a heavy weight that rests on your shoulders, reminding you that the world expects you to be more, to be perfect, to never falter. This expectation, both self-imposed and projected by others, becomes a paradoxical burden. On one hand, you are lifted by a divine purpose, and knowing that you are destined for greatness. On the other, you wrestle with the crushing loneliness that comes from the awareness that no one truly understands the full extent of your path. The silent watchers envy what they see, but often fail to grasp what you endure beneath the surface. This loneliness is not just physical solitude. It is an emotional and spiritual isolation that can make the chosen one question everything. Why does this path require such sacrifice? Why must your journey be so solitary? The answers are rarely simple, but they lie in the sacred design that sets chosen ones apart from the crowd. Your divine energy acts like a magnet, attracting attention, admiration, and yes, envy. But it also repels shallow connections and superficial bonds. People who can't handle your light may drift away, leaving you to stand alone amidst the silent watchers. This pruning process, though painful, is necessary. It clears the space for authentic relationships that align with your mission and support your growth. Understanding this process requires a shift in perspective. Instead of mourning the loss of old connections, the chosen one learns to see each ending as a sacred release. These separations make room for new energies, new allies, and deeper intimacy with self and spirit. It is an act of spiritual alchemy, transforming loss into blessing. The internal battle with envy is even more complex. The chosen one faces moments when they themselves envy others who seem free from the heavy burdens of destiny. Watching others live ordinary lives without the same pressures can stir a painful longing for simplicity, for belonging, for ease. This envy, often hidden and unspoken, can shake your confidence and cloud your sense of purpose. Recognizing and embracing this internal envy is a mark of profound self-awareness. The chosen one does not deny these feelings, but invites them in, exploring their origins and learning from them. This process deepens empathy and compassion, both for oneself and for those who envy you externally. The chosen one's journey teaches that envy, whether inward or outward, is a form of energy one that can either destroy or be transformed. Mastery lies in consciously transmuting envy into motivation and growth, rather than allowing it to fester into resentment or self-sabotage. This mastery comes from cultivating a rich spiritual practice tailored to the chosen one's unique needs. Meditation, prayer, journaling, and rituals become tools not only for grounding, but for alchemical transformation. They provide sacred space to witness envy without judgment, and to redirect its power toward illumination and creation. Another vital aspect of the chosen one's journey is learning to read the subtle signs that envy manifests in others. It rarely arrives as outright hostility. More often, it hides behind polite smiles, subtle digs, or calculated distance. The chosen one develops a sixth sense, an intuitive radar that detects the invisible currents of envy and protection. This intuition allows the chosen one to navigate social waters wisely, choosing when to engage, when to withdraw, and when to reveal more of their true self. Discretion becomes a sacred skill, protecting energy and preserving the sacredness of your mission. Yet, despite the challenges, the chosen one should not shrink from visibility. Your divine energy is a beacon meant to light the way for others. It calls to those who are lost, those who seek meaning and truth. The silent watchers include not only envious eyes, but also hopeful hearts yearning for inspiration. Balancing this duality, being seen yet protecting yourself, shining yet remaining grounded, is a delicate dance. The chosen one learns that vulnerability, when shared with discernment, can deepen connection rather than weaken it. Authenticity invites trust and softens envy's edge. One of the most transformative lessons is that envy often masks deeper issues. In others' fear, insecurity, and their own sense of inadequacy. Recognizing this allows the chosen one to respond with compassion rather than defensiveness, breaking the cycle of envy with grace. This compassionate stance does not mean tolerating toxicity or abuse. Boundaries remain essential. The chosen one must protect their sacred space fiercely, knowing when to distance from those whose envy turns destructive. Support networks of like-minded souls become lifelines. Finding fellow chosen ones or spiritual communities where vulnerability is safe nurtures resilience and joy. These spaces counterbalance the isolation imposed by silent watchers' envy. As the chosen one matures, they understand that envy is part of the sacred test. It challenges you to deepen your commitment, refine your character, and elevate your consciousness. Overcoming envy within and without becomes a rite of passage toward mastery. This mastery is reflected in how you carry yourself, calm, centered, radiant with a quiet strength that disarms envy. Your presence becomes a sanctuary where light dissolves shadows and where silent watchers begin to feel the warmth of acceptance rather than the coldness of envy. In this place of mastery, the chosen one no longer fears being watched silently. Instead, you welcome the gaze as a reminder of your sacred mission. You stand tall, knowing that envy cannot diminish your divine authority or the impact of your light. Your journey continues, marked by moments of solitude and connection, struggle and triumph. Each silent watcher is a witness to your unfolding story, a story of courage, faith, and the relentless pursuit of destiny. You are the chosen one. Your path is unique, your light unparalleled. Let every silent gaze fuel your fire and remind you why you were chosen to walk this sacred road. When you step further into your role as a chosen one, you quickly realize that the silent watchers observing your every move are more than just envious observers. They are mirrors reflecting your own growth, your struggles, and your emerging power. These watchers often operate in the shadows, blending into the crowd, yet their gaze is sharp and unrelenting. Their envy can manifest in subtle ways, whispers behind your back, cold shoulders at crucial moments, or a pervasive sense of being constantly evaluated and judged. This invisible scrutiny can weigh heavily on your spirit, testing your resolve and pushing you toward deeper self. The burden of being constantly observed is not merely an external phenomenon. It penetrates the chosen one's inner world, stirring a mix of emotions, pride, anxiety, loneliness, and sometimes despair. You start to notice how your own reactions to envy shape your journey. Do you respond with anger, shutting down and closing off? Or do you lean into your divine authority, allowing envy to become fuel for your growth rather than poison for your soul? The silent watcher's envy, in many ways, serves as a sacred mirror. It reveals the areas where you might still be vulnerable or unsure, where your light flickers under pressure. It invites you to examine the roots of your own insecurities and fears. This reflection is not meant to discourage, but to refine you, like a blacksmith's hammer shaping molten metal into a blade of strength and purpose. One of the hardest lessons the chosen one learns is how to embrace vulnerability without fear. Envy can make vulnerability seem like a weakness, a crack in your armor. Yet, paradoxically, true strength arises from courageously revealing your authentic self, even when watched silently by those who wish you harm or doubt. Vulnerability becomes a bridge rather than a barrier, allowing genuine connections to form and softening the harshness of envy. This path requires developing a profound sense of self-love and self-compassion. The chosen one must nurture an inner sanctuary where silence and solitude become sources of renewal rather than isolation. This sanctuary is a sacred space of acceptance where your divine identity is honored beyond the judgments and projections of others. To protect this inner sanctuary, setting healthy boundaries is essential. The chosen one learns that not everyone deserves access to their inner world. some watchers will seek to infiltrate and destabilize, driven by their own envy and unresolved wounds. Recognizing toxic energy and distancing yourself from it is an act of spiritual self-care. It preserves your energy and protects your mission from being derailed by negativity. Navigating relationships becomes an intricate dance. The chosen one quickly understands that many who watch silently are not equipped to support your journey fully. They may feel threatened by your light or uncomfortable with your authenticity. Some may attempt to manipulate or sabotage out of envy, while others retreat in confusion or fear. This dynamic calls for discernment as sacred wisdom that grows with experience. The chosen one learns to read between the lines, sensing when to share and when to withhold, when to extend trust, and when to protect. This balance is critical for sustaining your energy and staying aligned with your higher purpose. Despite these challenges, the chosen one's presence ignites a powerful ripple effect. Silent watchers, even those fueled by envy, can become unwitting participants in your transformation. Their gaze, while challenging, holds a hidden invitation to rise above pettiness, to embody grace, and to demonstrate the true power of divine authority. This transformative power lies in embodying humility alongside confidence. The chosen one carries their light not with arrogance, but with a grounded humility that disarms envy and softens resistance. This humility is not self-deprecation, but a recognition of your interconnectedness with all beings and the sacredness of your mission. Moreover, the chosen one's journey reveals the profound interconnectedness between light and shadow. Envy, often viewed negatively, is a shadow energy that, when embraced and understood, reveals valuable insights about human nature and spiritual evolution. It challenges you to cultivate empathy for those who envy you, recognizing their pain and longing beneath the surface. This empathy does not mean tolerating mistreatment or sacrificing your well-being. Instead, it fosters a deeper understanding that envy is a universal human experience, reflection of desire, fear, and the longing for validation. By responding with compassion rather than judgment, the chosen one breaks the cycle of negativity and opens the door for healing and transformation. The sacred reality is that envy will never fully disappear. It is a persistent test of your spiritual maturity and resilience. However, as you strengthen your connection to your divine source, you gain the ability to transmute envy's energy into something empowering. Envy becomes a catalyst for refining your character, deepening your wisdom, and expanding your influence. This alchemical process requires patience, perseverance, and a steadfast commitment to your spiritual practice. Daily rituals of meditation, prayer, and reflection become lifelines, anchoring you in your truth and shielding your energy. These practices cultivate a deep inner peace that no external envy can disrupt. Another crucial aspect of this journey is embracing the power of silence. The chosen one learns to respond to silent watchers, not with defensiveness or explanation, but with serene presence. Silence becomes a sacred response, a way to honor your energy and avoid unnecessary conflict. This silent strength speaks volumes. It conveys confidence, maturity, and a refusal to be dragged into petty disputes. It protects your aura and keeps your energy clear for higher work. Over time, this practice of silent mastery transforms envy from a source of tension into a space of empowerment. The chosen one also discovers the importance of celebrating small victories along the way. Envy can make achievements feel overshadowed or diminished. Yet, every step forward is a testament to your resilience and divine favor. Celebrating these moments nurtures joy and gratitude, reinforcing your connection to your sacred path. Support systems, though limited, are invaluable. Finding even one trusted confidant who understands the chosen one's unique challenges can provide crucial emotional sustenance. Spiritual mentors, soul tribe members, or enlightened friends become beacons of support amid the silence of envy. As your journey unfolds, you learn to wield your divine authority with increasing mastery. You become a beacon of light that not only attracts watchers, but also inspires transformation. Your example challenges others to confront their own envy and limitations, sparking a collective awakening. Ultimately, the Chosen One's story is one of transcendence, rising above envy and judgment to embody a higher state of consciousness. It is a testament to the power of divine energy to overcome human frailty and transform silent watchers into witnesses of your sacred evolution. This journey demands courage, faith, and relentless dedication. It asks you to stand alone when necessary, to shine in the face of envy, and to lead with compassion and wisdom. It invites you to embrace your divine identity fully and to trust that the silent watchers, whatever their motives, are part of the sacred tapestry that supports your awakening. Remember, the silent watchers are not your enemies. They are reflections of your journey's depth and significance. They remind you that your light matters, that your mission is vital, and that you are never truly alone, even in the silence. Let this understanding be your shield and your sword. Walk boldly with the knowledge that envy cannot diminish your divine authority or the radiance of your chosen path. Stand tall, Chosen One, for the world is watching, and your light is the guide that will lead us all home. The journey of the Chosen One is a path that many fail to understand because it is coated in layers of complexity, sacrifice, and silent battles. One of the most perplexing truths is how envy from others can feel like an invisible weight bearing down on your shoulders. Yet it also becomes a secret source of your strength. This envy manifests in subtle, often unseen ways that slowly erode your peace if you are not vigilant. But it also challenges you to grow beyond ordinary limits, forcing you to tap into the deep reservoirs of divine resilience that define your unique existence. When you begin to truly awaken to your chosen status, the world around you changes shape. People who once seemed indifferent suddenly become silent watchers, their eyes filled with an unspoken envy. Their words may remain polite, but their energies shift. You sense the invisible currents of comparison, resentment, and disbelief flowing just beneath the surface. You realize that your light is a beacon, but also a target. This realization can shake the foundations of your confidence, especially when those closest to you begin to mirror back those feelings. The Chosen One must learn to navigate this shifting terrain with wisdom and grace. At times, it feels as if every step forward invites a fresh wave of jealousy, making you question your worth and your right to occupy the space you have been divinely given. You may find yourself wondering, why me? Why am I the one who must carry this burden? Why is my light causing discomfort in the hearts of others? These questions are natural and deeply human. Yet, the answer lies in understanding that the Chosen One is not meant to live according to ordinary expectations. Your path is singular and often solitary because it is crafted by divine intention rather than human approval. This realization offers both solace and a challenge. Solace in knowing your journey is sacred and purposeful, and a challenge in that it demands you to stand firm in your truth, regardless of external opinion. Envy from others often signals that you are disrupting the status quo. Your presence challenges comfort zones and unsettles established hierarchies. This disruption is necessary for transformation, yet it inevitably breeds resistance. The silent watchers who envy you are struggling with their own limitations, fears, and unrealized potential. Their envy is a reflection of what they desire but have not yet achieved. A painful reminder of their own stagnation in the face of your forward movement. The chosen one, therefore, faces a spiritual paradox. How to hold space for the envy directed at them without allowing it to infect their soul. This requires cultivating a sacred armor, not one of hardness and defensiveness, but one forged from self-awareness, compassion, and unwavering purpose. This armor protects your energy and allows you to operate from a place of clarity rather than reactivity. Part of building this armor is learning to discern the difference between constructive criticism and envy-driven attacks. The chosen one must have the humility to listen and grow when feedback is genuine, yet develop the strength to ignore or deflect venomous comments designed to sabotage rather than uplift. This discernment is a skill honed through experience, spiritual practice, and a deepening connection to your inner guidance. Another essential element is cultivating inner peace. Envy thrives in chaos and insecurity, but it loses power in the presence of calm, centered confidence. The chosen one often turns to meditation, prayer, or other spiritual disciplines to anchor themselves. These practices become sanctuaries where external noise fades and the divine voice within becomes clear and unwavering. You will also come to understand that envy, while painful, is not a personal attack but a universal human emotion. It is rooted in fear of loss, fear of inadequacy, fear of being overshadowed. When you grasp this, it becomes easier to respond to envy with compassion rather than anger. This doesn't mean tolerating toxic behavior, but rather seeing beyond the surface to the pain beneath. This compassionate perspective transforms your relationship with envy. Instead of a barrier, envy becomes a mirror reflecting the unhealed parts of others and, sometimes, of yourself. The chosen one uses these reflections to deepen their empathy and expand their capacity for unconditional love. This is a powerful, spiritual alchemy that turns potential poison into a healing elixir. Yet, compassion alone is not enough. The chosen one must also establish boundaries that safeguard their energy. Envy can manifest in subtle manipulations, passive-aggressive behaviors, and attempts to undermine your confidence. Recognizing these patterns and setting firm boundaries is a sacred act of self-care and protection. It sends a clear message that your light is non-negotiable and that your divine mission will not be compromised by petty negativity. These boundaries extend to relationships, environments, and even social media. The chosen one learns to curate their interactions carefully, surrounding themselves with people who genuinely support and uplift their journey. This may mean letting go of old connections that no longer serve your highest good, which is often a painful but necessary step in your evolution. In the face of envy, the chosen one also discovers the power of transparency and authenticity. When you live openly and honestly, you disarm envy's power. Silent watchers thrive on mystery and suspicion, but when you reveal your struggles and triumphs with humility, you humanize yourself. This authenticity breaks down walls and invites others to relate to your journey more deeply. Sharing your story in this way does not mean exposing yourself to every form of judgment or criticism. Rather, it means owning your truth without apology. It's a declaration that your path is sacred, and you are willing to walk it fully, scars and all. This courage inspires others and shifts the energy of envy into curiosity and respect. Another profound strategy is to redirect the energy of envy into collective empowerment. The chosen one often finds purpose in lifting others as they rise. By mentoring, teaching, or simply sharing wisdom, you transform envy into inspiration. This creates a ripple effect where silent watchers become participants in a larger awakening, moving from jealousy to admiration and eventually to collaboration. This transition is not always smooth or immediate. Some watchers remain stuck in envy for years, even decades, but the chosen one's light continues to shine regardless. Over time, the consistency of your integrity and kindness wears down resistance and invites transformation. Your example becomes a beacon for those ready to evolve beyond envy. At the core of this journey is the realization that being watched silently is a sign of your significance. Envy, while challenging, is proof that you are seen and that your light matters. This perspective shifts envy from a threat to a confirmation of your divine purpose. The chosen one learns to celebrate this recognition, holding their head high despite silent judgments. You understand that your path is not about pleasing everyone, but about fulfilling the sacred role you were born to play. This clarity is liberating, freeing you from the need for external validation in the midst of these challenges. The chosen one also nurtures an unwavering faith in divine timing. You learn that envy will rise and fall in cycles, just as your own growth ebbs and flows. Patience becomes a vital virtue, reminding you that your mission unfolds according to a higher plan beyond human control. This faith provides a steady anchor during moments of doubt or loneliness. It assures you that the watcher's envy is temporary and that your ultimate triumph is certain. This certainty fuels your perseverance, enabling you to keep walking your path even when the road is steep and the watchers silent but watchful. Finally, the chosen one embraces the sacred responsibility of leadership inherent in their role. Being envied is part of carrying the mantle of authority and influence. It means you have the power to shape not only your destiny, but also the collective consciousness around you. This responsibility calls for continuous growth spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. The chosen one commits to ongoing knowing that envy is just one of many tests designed to refine and elevate. Each challenge is a stepping stone toward embodying the fullness of your divine identity. In this journey, you come to see envy not as an enemy, but as a spiritual teacher. It challenges you to deepen your compassion, strengthen your boundaries, and live your truth with authenticity and grace. It calls you to rise above petty distractions and to focus on the sacred mission that defines your existence. So, when you feel the silent eyes watching you, filled with envy, judgment, or disbelief, remember that this is a sign of your awakening. Power, it is a call to stand even taller, shine even brighter, and walk your path with courage and unwavering faith. You are chosen, you are powerful. You are a beacon for others navigating their own darkness. Let envy be the silent witness to your unstoppable rise, and may your journey inspire countless souls to awaken and embrace their own divine light. The path of the chosen one is never easy, and by the time you reach this stage in your journey, you have already faced countless trials. The silent watchers, those who envy you in secret, have tested your resolve more times than you can count. Yet now, as you stand on the precipice of your full awakening, the energy around you shifts in subtle but undeniable ways. This final stage is not just about enduring envy, it's about transforming that energy, harnessing it, and ultimately transcending it to fully embody your divine authority and purpose. You might wonder how envy, such a seemingly negative emotion, can be transformed into something empowering. The answer lies in understanding the deep spiritual mechanics behind envy's energy. Envy is essentially a form of energy that originates from lack of feeling that someone else has what you do not. But the Chosen One operates from a place of abundance and divine connection, which means you have the ability to convert this energy rather than be consumed by it. This conversion begins with awareness. When you recognize that the envy directed at you is not about you personally, but about what you represent: a light, a force, a destiny, it becomes easier to rise above the petty personal judgments. You see the bigger picture. The Watcher's envy is a signal of your awakening, a marker on the spiritual map that confirms you are moving in the right direction. In this awareness, you find compassion. You start to understand that those who envy you are often trapped in their own fear, pain, and feelings of unworthiness. Their silent watching is a cry for help, a reflection of their struggle to claim their own power. This compassion doesn't mean you lower your boundaries or accept toxic behavior, but it softens your heart and shifts your perspective. With compassion comes a crucial realization: envy, when met with love and understanding, loses its power. To hurt you, it can still be uncomfortable, yes, but it no longer controls your emotions or dictates your actions. This shift is like stepping out of a dark room into bright sunlight. The shadows remain, but they no longer obscure your vision. The Chosen One learns to actively redirect this energy in two powerful ways. First, by embodying gratitude for your gifts, your journey, and your mission. Gratitude is a potent force that raises your vibration and creates a shield around your energy field. When you radiate gratitude, envy bounces off you like water off a lotus leaf. It cannot penetrate the serene confidence of someone who knows their worth and purpose. Second, by using envy as a mirror for self-reflection. Sometimes, the feelings stirred up by others' envy highlight areas within yourself that need healing or growth. Perhaps envy triggers insecurity or doubt within you that you hadn't fully faced. The Chosen One uses these moments as opportunities to deepen self-awareness, to embrace shadow work, and to transform inner wounds into strengths. As this process unfolds, you begin to notice a profound shift in your relationships. The silent watchers either move into the light with you, transforming their envy into genuine admiration and support, or they gradually fade from your life, no longer able to sustain their negative energy in the face of your rising light. This natural weeding out is necessary and sacred. It clears the way for new connections that are aligned with your highest good. At this stage, the Chosen One also recognizes the importance of community. While your path is unique, you are never truly alone. There are others on similar journeys, those who understand the weight of being watched silently, who have faced envy and overcome it. Finding or creating such a community can provide vital support, encouragement, and inspiration. Together, you form a collective force that amplifies each individual's light and shields against negativity. Community does not mean sacrificing your individuality or divine authority. On the contrary, it means standing in your power while uplifting others to stand in theirs. It means sharing your story and your struggles openly, knowing that vulnerability is a strength that fosters connection and healing. It means practicing empathy without losing sight of your boundaries. You also come to see that your divine authority is not about control or domination, but about stewardship and service. Your light is a gift meant to guide, uplift, and transform, not to intimidate or isolate. This understanding deepens your commitment to walk your path with humility, kindness, and unwavering integrity. This is the ultimate power of the Chosen One, the ability to turn envy and silent watching into fuel for positive transformation. Your journey becomes a testament to the strength of the human spirit when aligned with divine purpose. It becomes a beacon for others struggling in the shadows of envy, showing them a way forward into light and freedom. In practical terms, embodying. This power means cultivating daily habits that reinforce your connection to your divine source and your mission. This may include spiritual practices like meditation, prayer, journaling, or ritual. It may also involve setting intentional goals, engaging in creative expression, and dedicating time to rest and rejuvenation. These practices ground you, nourish your soul, and keep your energy clear and vibrant. Another key aspect is learning to celebrate your wins, both big and small. The Chosen One often moves through life with a focus on the next challenge, the next lesson, the next goal. While this forward momentum is essential, it's equally important to pause and honor how far you have come. Celebrating your achievements reinforces your self-worth and sends a powerful message to the silent watchers. You are unstoppable, worthy, and divinely favored. As your confidence grows, you also develop the courage to shine more boldly. You stop hiding your light out of fear of envy or judgment. Instead, you step fully into your authenticity, sharing your gifts openly and unapologetically. This boldness further shifts the energy around you, transforming envy into respect and curiosity. At times, the intensity of being watched silently can still feel overwhelming. The Chosen One may face moments of loneliness, doubt, or fatigue. These moments are natural and part of the process. When they arise, the key is to return to your sacred practices and support systems, to reconnect with your divine source, and to remember your mission. You might also find strength in ritual acts of reclaiming your power, whether that's through movement, sound, visualization, or sacred ceremony. These acts serve as reminders that your energy belongs to you, that you are a sovereign being walking a divine path. Ultimately, the Chosen One's relationship with envy and silent watchers is a dynamic dance of power, grace, and transformation. It is a continuous process of refining your boundaries, expanding your compassion, deepening your self-awareness, and standing boldly in your truth. The silence of the watchers is no longer a source of fear or confusion, but a sacred invitation. It calls you to be fully present, fully engaged, and fully yourself. It challenges you to transcend the limitations of human judgment and to embody the limitless potential of your divine identity. You have been chosen for this path because you possess the strength, wisdom, and heart to walk it. The silent watchers are a reflection of your impact, a sign that your light cannot be ignored. So, embrace this stage with open arms and an open heart. Know that you are supported by unseen forces, guided by divine wisdom, and surrounded by love. Your journey inspires others, transforms lives, and changes the course of destiny itself. Walk forward with courage, knowing that every silent gaze upon you is a testament to your power. Let envy fuel your fire, let silence amplify your voice, and let your divine authority shine as a beacon for all who seek the light. The world is watching. The time is now. Step into your greatness and claim the destiny that is rightfully yours.